Are you a Southampton fan? Do you think you know everything about your club? Well, neither do I. So let's all learn together. Here is 10 facts you did not know about Southampton FC. Did you know that Jesus actually played for Southampton? No. Actually, this was a player called Alexander Osland, who was nicknamed Jesus by the Southampton fans. This was because he never had any of the amateur dramatics, meaning if he'd been fouled, he just got up, walked off, didn't bother going to the referee or screaming in pen on the floor. In fact, sometimes he had stud marks all over his chest, but instead he just walked off and carried on football. Before joining Arsenal, Theo Walcott became a record holder at Southampton for the youngest player to play a match. Theo Walcott was 16 years old and he came on against Wolverhampton Wanderers in 2005. Losing to Bradford is always embarrassing. I don't know why I just said that, no idea. It's probably because my inner Huddersfield is coming out of that. But anyway, their record away defeat in the Premier League was 5-0 against Bradford in 1926. It's nearly 100 years ago. The Antelope Ground was the first stadium used by Southampton. This was used between 1885 to 97. This was then followed by the County Cricket Ground until 98. And then from here, there was at the Dell, which was famous. Their final goal at the Dell was by Mark Letitia, which was a famous 3-2 victory over Arsenal. Then in 2001, they moved to the present St Mary's Stadium. More on St Mary's Stadium's name later on. In 1920, Southampton got their record away win in the Premier League. This was 4-0 against Bristol Rovers. Southampton's first recorded manager was Cecil Knight, who had a win ratio of 60%. In fact, with all the managers compared, this is third for the best winning ratio. Now to the record home win in the Premier League. This is being done twice, once in my lifetime and once in probably none of yours. In 1921, Southampton recorded an 8-0 victory over Northampton Town. And then, just recently in 2014, a famous 8-0 win against Sunderland put that on the map. You may remember earlier I mentioned about St Mary's Stadium's name. Well, this is called this as in the 1990s there was fury when Southampton FC turfed out a large number of prostitutes who were present in Southampton. This was to build the St Mary's Stadium. So a little known fact is that St Mary's Stadium was named after Madame Mary, the head prostitute, you could call her. But knowing that the football team had replaced the prostitutes, in the first years, within 2001, 2002, 2003, the attendances fell by 600%. However, since being in the Premier League, they're rising again. And the final record home defeat in the Premier League was in 1922, the year Huddersfield won the league. And that was 4-0 against Derby County. Shortly before Southampton moved from their previous stadium, the Dell, the club's trophy room was robbed. To this day, police are still trying to locate a red and white striped carpet, which a club source describes as our pride and joy. And you're just a little bit smarter on Southampton, so join me next week where we carry on the Fact Friday to see what facts there are in the world. I have no idea where that'll go. And we will, in a couple of weeks, maybe a month's time, we will have the next team on the list. I think that's either Sunderland, Stoke, or one of the S's in the Premier League. Anyway, I'll see you next week. Make sure you subscribe and like, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. I've been Oliver Eaton. Goodbye.